Kyiv, Ukraine. Russia's defense ministry announced Saturday that it was pulling back troops from two areas in Ukraine's eastern Kharkiv region where a Ukrainian counteroffensive has made significant advances in the past week. The news came after days of apparent advances by Ukraine south of Kharkiv, the country's second-largest city, in what could become the biggest battlefield success for Ukrainian forces since they thwarted a Russian attempt to seize the capital, Kyiv, at the start of the nearly 7-month war. The Russian army in these days is demonstrating the best that it can do, showing its back, Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky said in a video released by his office Saturday night. And, of course, it's a good decision for them to run. Earlier Saturday, Ukrainian officials claimed major gains in the Kharkiv region, saying their troops had cut off vital supplies to Izium. Foreign Ministry spokesman Ole Nikolenko also suggested troops had retaken Kupiansk, a town along the main supply route to Izium, long a focus on the Russian front line and the site of heavy artillery and other fighting. Nikolenko tweeted a photo showing soldiers in front of what he said was a government building in Kupiansk, 73 kilometers, 45 miles, north of Izium. The Ukrainian security service posted a message hours later saying troops were in Kupiansk, further suggesting it had been seized. The military did not immediately confirm entering the town, a railway hub that Russia seized in February. Videos on social media appeared to show Ukrainian forces on the outskirts of Izium at a roadside checkpoint. A large statue with the city's name could be seen in the images. Ukrainian forces did not acknowledge holding the city. Britain's defense ministry said Saturday that it believed Ukrainian troops had advanced as much as 50 kilometers, 30 miles, south of Kharkiv, and described Russian forces around Izium as increasingly isolated. Russian forces were likely taken by surprise. The sector was only lightly held and Ukrainian units have captured or surrounded several towns, the British military said, adding that the loss of Kupiansk would greatly affect Russian supply lines. The Institute for the Study of War, a Washington-based think tank, likewise referenced sweeping Ukrainian gains, estimating that Kyiv has seized around 2,500 square kilometers, 965 square miles, in its eastern breakthrough. The institute said it appeared that disorganized Russian forces were caught in the rapid Ukrainian advance, and cited social media images of apparent Russian prisoners seized around Izium and surrounding towns. The same report said Ukrainian forces may collapse Russian positions around Izium if they sever Russian ground lines of communication north and south of the town. The fighting in eastern Ukraine comes amid an ongoing offensive around Kherson in the south. Analysts suggest Russia may have taken soldiers from the east to reinforce the latter area, offering the Ukrainians the opportunity to strike a weakened front line. Ukrainian Defense Minister Oleksiy Reznikov told the television channel Ukraina that the Russians had no food or fuel for their troops in the area as Kyiv had cut off their supply lines. It will be like an avalanche, he said, predicting a Russian fallback. One line of defense will shake, and it will fall. The Ukrainian military was more circumspect, claiming to have taken more than 1,000 square kilometers, 386 square miles, from pro-Kremlin forces this week. It said that in some areas, units of the defense forces have penetrated the enemy's defenses to a depth of 50 kilometers, matching the British assessment, but did not disclose geographical details. Officials in Kyiv have for weeks been tight-lipped about plans for a counteroffensive, urging residents to refrain from sharing information on social media. However, Zelensky said Friday that troops had reclaimed more than 30 settlements in the Kharkiv region since the start of the counteroffensive.